You haven't learned about Islam. Have you read the Quran?
No, I don't want to read it.
That's the problem.
I don't want to read
So
it.
you've made up your mind
I have spent,
blindly.
I'm 60. No.
You haven't read the Quran and you have an opinion on Islam.
No,
Is that right?
I'm not any religion.
Right. So do you believe in a creator?
I believe in mystery. I don't think any of us know. I don't think any of us can know.
So that statement that you said, that you don't believe anyone can know, are you sure about that statement?
Yes, I'm very happy with that statement.
That's my conclusion. Are you sure that statement is true?
Yes.
Then it's a self-defeating statement, because you said no one can be sure about it, and yet you are sure about it.
Yes, I'm sure about mystery. I'm sure there is a divine, wonderful mystery that we don't know about.
That's a different take. But if you say we can't be sure about it, and you're sure about that statement, it's a self-defeating statement.
No, you're just tying me up in words.
No, I'm not.
I don't know why.
I don't need to do that. I'm saying those people who say so, that, there's no way of knowing it. No one can know. And if there are...
if you want to listen to me a minute, I'm saying that as a very positive assertion. And I'm saying that as an assertion that I've arrived to after many years of travelling, spiritually, emotionally, through my life. And it is a very positive assertion that there is wonderful mysteries that are human experience isn't able to concept. And I feel that all this argument and all this the problem is when one of us claims to know one way of it and another claims to know another way. And I think something much bigger over all of that is if all of us could just say, let's come together, because there is this wonderful thing that we're not equipped to understand, which can bring us all together, rather than each person say, this is and I'm going to I'll die on this sword of saying I know this is the case, and you're right and you're wrong. And if our brains, our beings aren't, we haven't got the bandwidth. You know the vision. You know the visible spectrum. You know the electromagnetic spectrum. You know there are things on that we can't see with our eyes. And same with sound. There are things we can't perceive because we haven't got the apparatus. That's the mystery, that's the beauty.
That's not a mystery. So to us as a Muslim, we don't say these are mysterious things or mystery, because there are many things that we may not have discovered or will never discover. But what we know for certain is something that our Creator has told us, certainly. That there is a Creator and that Creator is one. We are certain about it. It's not our speculation. It's an absolute certainty. I know that there is a necessary being, because without this necessary being, there cannot have been any rational explanation of this reality.
It's very different from what I'm saying.
Sure. So
I'm just saying I can't populate that concept. I can't understand that concept.
But if we were to then look, there's various ways of knowledge. We learn knowledge through observation, experimentation, guess, and inference. This is scientific paradigm. We learn through what we call intuition sometimes. Sometimes we learn through testimonial evidence. Other people tell us, I may not have traveled as much as you have, but I can still from you learn that there are other countries around that physically exist. I can take your testimony if I feel and if I know that you're truthful. So there are various ways of knowing. One of the other ways of knowing is through revelation from our Creator, communication, guidance from our Creator. That form of communication, as a Muslim we say, is the most foolproof, because that has no room for speculation or error or doubt. That's why when the Quran, the book of the scripture the Muslim follows, it starts by saying, this is a book, Alif Lam Mim, ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابُ لَا رَيْبَ فِيهِ. This is a book, there is no doubt about this.
May I just stop you there? Because people say the Book of Mormon is the same.
People can claim. We need to assess those claims, and we need to verify after assessment whether the claim that we make is true. What indication?
Why you see, Mormons would be as passionate as you are about their particular roadmap.
I'm sure they are.
Evangelical Christians, which was my background.
Yeah.
I grew up with evangelical Christianity with parents that were as passionate as you are about evangelical Christianity. I have through my life found that not to be helpful, because I think this is a very human construct, and I think there's something way beyond our human construct which is incredible and marvellous and infinitely glorious and bigger than any of us can ever believe. But if you join me for a moment, if you were able to pull away a particular belief structure and view with interest all the different people's belief structure who are as passionate as you. You see, my parents thought they were right, like you do. They were equally passionate. They would come here and do this sort of thing. They believed they had the one roadmap. You believe you have the one roadmap. All these people believe they have the one roadmap. I'm saying there's something beyond that, which is far bigger and more beautiful and more wonderful.
Yeah, so this is where I say, what you're saying, I don't disagree with. Many people do that exclusivity of their religion to be true. But what Islam does, it makes people think critically, like what you're doing right now. Critical thinking will assess each and every claim, and then look at the evidence for each and every claim, and then reject those which are false and untrue, and accept what is true and what is correct. So if you did this like this, assess revelation and scriptural claims, and just to finish this point, when you look at the Quran and when you look at the book of Gita, or when you look at the book of Mormons, you can ask, what is within those scripture or books that gives me indications of that these scripture came from the divine, from God, with positive evidence within it?
Listen, darling,
please, can I just finish my point? It's important because I've not. I want you to think about something. When you say Book of Mormon, your assessment is based on emotional approach, which is to do with how passionate one are and how passionate you feel. I say no. Arbitration of truth cannot be based on emotion and passion. It needs to be based on objective evidence. Objective, I will let you speak, no problem, as I'm listening to you. Objective evidence. When we look at the Book of Mormon, have you asked yourself?
I'm not a Mormon.
I'm not saying you are, but those people who say they're Mormon, if you were to ask them, present to us objective evidence that the book is from God, and I have discussions with Mormon few times here, they are unable to give me objective evidence, and I'm inviting the Mormons to come to tell me, please, just finishing up, you can't, look, if you want me to listen to you, you need to listen to me, because I'm going to wrap this up very quickly. People who make claims, they need to provide evidence for their claims. And I am saying Islam, the Quran, provides evidence for the claim it's from God. Have you looked at those evidence?
No, because my father hit me over the head with this about the Bible. Exactly what
I'm not talking about the Bible.
No, my father was a great student of the Bible.
Did he give you evidence?
Yes.
What evidence did he give?
Oh, I can't be bothered to tell you because
No. It's not about his way. Evidence needs to be objective, not subjective. Remember what we're saying? Our arbitration.
His evidence was the Old Testament and the scrolls, the Dead Sea Scrolls.
About what?
I'm not defending.
They're different.
I'm not defending.
The Dead Sea Scrolls is different from the current Bible.
I'm not defending the Bible.
But that's not an evidence,
I'm not
objective.
defending my father. I'm just saying.
So he couldn't provide you objective evidence.
This is a very small human structure having religion. It's constricting and it's divisive.
Some religion.
No.
Not Islam. You haven't learned about Islam. Have you read the Quran?
No, I don't want to read it.
That's the problem.
I don't want to read
So
it.
you've made up your mind blindly.
I'm 60. No.
You haven't read the Quran and you have an opinion on Islam.
No,
is that right?
I haven't read the Book of Mormon. I haven't read the Bible for years.
Yeah.
I am saying.
But how much do you know about Islam?
I'm not interested, really. I'm not interested in Mormon.
So why should anyone be interested in you, what you have to say?
Because I am just saying that I think any of these textbooks perpetrated throughout the centuries.
But you haven't read the.
Okay.
I don't have to raise chunks. It's all right.
How can we greet each other nicely now? How can I say goodbye?
No,
nicely?
because you are being agitated in the sense that when you realize your paradigm, your framework is questioned. That's all I'm doing. I am not saying you're wrong, go to hell and so on. I didn't even say that. You may be wrong and you may end up hell, but I didn't even say any of that. I simply said the paradigm that you hold, and I questioned it, and you felt uncomfortable.
Can you tell me what my paradigm is?
Your paradigm is people make up all these claims, religious people, their opinion and so on and so forth. There is a greater mystery. We should all forget all of these differences, forget our debates and so on. We should all unite together under the spirituality that there's a mystery behind all of that.
Yes,
That's exactly what you're doing.
And an acceptance that there are many conduits and that we can be inclusive of all of them.
But did you not hear my criticism against this? My critique is this. That approach, this kind of spirituality of religion approach like this, it's not new. You're not alone in this.
Of course I'm not.
Right. So we say the criticism of this is, this particular way of life itself is not indicative of truth. Like many other religions, which are not indicative of the truth, same as this. Why? Because that particular framework of how to live your life is not based on objective evidence. It's based on people's feelings, passions, people, what they think and what they opinion, not objective evidence. I am saying, as a critical thinker, with your experience and your knowledge that you've gained, I'm sure you've understood critical thinking is really, really important. When we use critical thinking, one thing we have to really assess when it comes to ways of life, how to live our life, the better way of living life, is to make sure we have objective evidence of what we choose to live our life with. That's all I'm saying.
Thank you. That's really helpful.
Thank you.
Thank you. What's your name?
Mansoor. What's yours?
Mansoor. Molly.
Molly, pleasure to speak to
No,
you.
really good. I'll go and think about what you say.
Sure. Thank you.
Thank you.
Take care. All the best. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لكم.